Hello everybody, General here. I seen in the chat that a lot of people are complaining about warriors, right? Like they couldn't complete maps and stuff. So I'm gonna jump into a tier 14 boss map here, and I'm gonna show you my build. I wouldn't say it's the best build in the world. Obviously, I don't have much life, and not the greatest amount of damage or even clear speed, but at least I'm clearing it. And for anybody that's having issues, maybe it'll help. Here we go. Oh, actually, let's Alkin go.
Hello.
Alright, this might be a little hard because they're going to break my armor, but it'll be a good way to showcase the build. Here we go. That's kind of the combo there, is those shouts. Actually, there's one out here. You kind of do the same thing with this one. Just move. Another one will come out and just kill him. So pretty easy on the rares with Sunder. Oh, these are fun. Most of the time with these guys, I just like to buff myself up, drop a hammer, and just watch it blow up. I get a lot more aftershocks. I don't know what's going on. There's one. There's a rare here. A lot slower than I want to be. I've been testing out different builds, and as much as I like the survivability, I do miss the speed. hurts a lot.
Cower!
Oh wow. Oh, I thought they were skeletons coming back to life or something. Alright. Did we have more health? I forgot to check. Maximum life as extra maximum energy shield. Okay, yeah, that's why they're not taking this much damage. And usually they die just like one stomp.
Shut up!
It always sounds like he's saying, "Shut up! Shut up!" Alright, where's this boss? He's all the way across the map, okay. tankiness. You can see it. I just kind of just like sit here. I mean, granted, these aren't very damaging mobs, but very forgiving. And I don't have that much health either. Alright, let me take these guys out before the boss. See, the stun meter's going up pretty fast. And once we get her to stun, should be after she does assassination. And then we call that, and she should be dead. Boom. That's pretty much it. And not the fastest build out there right now, but it's comfortable, you know? I'll probably clear it as soon as I'm done with the video, but yeah, let me do a quick breakdown of everything. So, as you can see, I have maxed out, and capped out, I should say, resistances. I have 80% armor, 32% block. I went with block because armor alone obviously is not as good. Double defenses is great. Went with a decently high strength build. Now obviously I'm not all the way at endgame. I'm only 84 or 85. So my strength will be much higher than this when I'm done. Actually, give me a second. I'm going to switch to my mouse so it'll make things easier. One thing that GGG should definitely fix is if I want to use my mouse, I shouldn't have to relog my character, you know? Alright, so here we go. So for Ascendancies, keep in mind, I'm probably going to redo it because I want more tankiness, honestly. But for now, I went with Earthbreaker and Ancestral Empowerment. Just because I use so many slams, you know. And these just cause aftershocks. I love aftershocks in area of effect. I went with Hulking Form because I want a lot of strength. In this game, a lot of strength equals not only damage, but health. As you can see, I still don't have a lot. Like, I should be somewhere between 4,000 to 5,000 right now. But I'm sure once I start getting up higher, I can fix that. Now, what I ended up doing was I ended up taking some of these nodes, like this one, to add more strength, of course, but also I want as much stun, right, as possible, because I do most of my damage when they get stunned. So there's stun build up here. Also, there's more stun build up here, 20% increased stun build up. More stun build up here, 20% more stun build up. So the idea is, especially for bosses, is to stun the crap out of them. Build up the stun as quickly as possible, as you saw when I fought the boss there. Build up the stun as quickly as you possibly can. Then what you do is you shout. You do both of the shouts. Like, okay, for example, I'm going to show you real quick. You probably already know this. Everybody know this, whoever's a warrior, but I'll explain it anyway. So Infernal Shout empowers your next attack, right? So your next attack is going to do 25% more damage as fire damage. So it's actually going to ignite them and hurt them. You could scale this the more fire damage you put on the tree, but I haven't done it and it still works pretty decently. Seismic Cry is great because as soon as you hit a stunned opponent, it's going to cause an aftershock. right? And an aftershock with increased stun damage, gonna do massive damage, as you saw against the boss there. Also, what I did is, since I wasn't tanky enough, I went with a lot of strength because I wanted to equip Giant's Blood, which allows you to wield two-handed weapons in one hand. And I wanted to equip that shield because I needed another layer of defense, right? And so, more block, and even more block, and life on block. Which, after I got this node, it wasn't a huge difference in survivability, but I was surviving a little bit more, just slightly. That paired up with Made to Last helps a lot. Because obviously you're preventing a lot of damage, right? Because of armor, you're reducing a lot of that damage, and all that damage that's being reduced, you're getting it recouped as life. Even more armor. 100% of strength requirements from boots, gloves, and helmets also added to armor. So much armor is all possible, right? Here's another thing. More shockwaves, right? So as you saw, every once in a while when I would slam, I would do the leap slam, it would aftershock. So I wanted as much aftershock as possible, because typically a double hit of the leap slam is enough to clear pretty much any non-rare minions, even magic minions, at tier 14, 15, right? And again, just more damage and more stun buildup. And more damage against heavy stunned opponents. I love stunning things, as you can see. I always wanted to make a stun build. Anyhow, because I have the shield, what I really wanted to do is get more damage, right? And so what this does is, while you're holding a shield, you have even more damage. So more damage with shields, and this one, as long as you have a high block chance, for every 1% of block, which mine's at 33, it gives me 1% increased damage. So that's 33 free damage. Like, hello, why not, right? Also, I wanted to go a lot more tanky, right? Like a lot more resistances, because I realized 75% resistances is still not good enough. I was still getting chunked by even just the simplest fire mage. He would hit me with one fireball and it would take at least like 15% of my life, and I was like, that's not going to work. So what I ended up doing was heat proofing. This is great because 25% of your armor also applies to fire damage taken. So you're reducing the fire damage a lot. That paired with this, unnatural resilience, 2% to your maximum fire resistance for each 40% uncap resistance, which I don't have a great deal amount, but like if you have like 78 armor, I'm sorry, 78, sorry. With the amount that I have right now, which is, let me see, I forgot how much I actually have. Give me a second. Yeah, see, I have 90% capped. So it just increases my fire, right? I hate fire. Couldn't tell. Which eventually I will build into up here to raise more of my maximum resistances, just to make sure that I'm not getting smacked up by elements. Because right now physical damage doesn't really hurt much, but the elemental damage hurts like crazy. Once I go there, I need more attack speed, so I was hoping to go here and here. This is for even more armor and to maintain my damage with rage. Once I go there, I was also thinking rearranging something somewhere, because I need more attack speed. I'm way too slow right now, so I was going to go there anyways. But overall, this is the build. Oh, one more thing. Armor break. Armor break is very important for this build, which is why I went with this. So it's increasing your armor break, but it also increases the damage that you deal against fully broken armor, right? So right there is what, 30, 60. So about 120% more damage against enemies with broken armor. And I have this because I like the increase in duration to the broken armor, which gives me a lot more time because I'm a klutz when it comes to pushing buttons. And so I fumble like crazy with my fingers. So it gives me a little bit of like wiggle room to mess up my buttons and still be able to drop a hammer on them. And GGG, thank God, raised it from 6 seconds to 12 seconds, and this makes it even more so. So a lot of wiggle room to mess up your buttons, and the armor stays broken so you continue to deal that damage. All right, now I guess I'll move on to skills. And here we go. So, and keep in mind, I don't have much of any of my skills max linked. I have none of them max linked. I was not fortunate enough to actually buy out some of those orbs while they were still cheap. Now they're about a divine each, and I don't have that kind of money, so I'm waiting till they drop. So yeah. So basically, the biggest thing here is Hammer of the Gods and Rolling Slam. I like Ruthless because it increases even more stun buildup on the bosses. And every 6 seconds I get ancestrally boosted with the slam, so that's for the bosses as well. Overpower causes even more stun buildup. So this is just pure boss. Like Rolling Slam is just pure boss ability. Other than that, I'm just using Leap Slam and Sunder to clear mobs, as you see. Because I'm so slow, I'm trying to speed myself up, so I put momentum. Martial tempo to increase my attack speed. Momentum is great because after moving at least 2 meters, which in game it's like that much, you'll see it too because it causes this like green light up thing to your character's weapon when you go far enough and it triggers. The effect will like show up, and so even if you jump almost in place, you'll see it green light up in your hammer, and then you'll slam for 40% more damage. And this is great. Supported skills create consecrated ground for 4 seconds on landing. Now this is interesting, the interaction with area damage, like increased skill affect area damage, or skills have 12% increased area damage, or area effect, sorry. Because of that Holy Descent, the consecrated ground is a lot larger, and so that helps out a lot with health regen. It's great. And yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. I use Herald of Ash, which who doesn't? If you're a warrior and you're not using Herald of Ash, I don't know what you're doing. And Time of Need, which is wonderful. Like, every 10 seconds I'm getting healed for 443 life. Which may sound like nothing, but it definitely comes in clutch sometimes. I have supported skills. I have fast forward. Supported skills have 30% less skill effect duration, so essentially it's less and less time for me to get healed. And I also regenerate 1% of life per second while it's active. So even if it's not healing me, I'm having 1% of my life being regenerated as my armor lights up, which, I mean, you'll pretty much see it. So as the armor's lit up, I'm getting 1% regen. And then when it comes off, boom, huge hit of health, right? Anyway, so yeah, that's it, man. That's the build, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hopefully it helps somebody, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one when I update it. Have a good one.